this museum should be like mandatory for everyone who's every country leader who's like sitting in front of like a button for the atomic bombs, because
I feel a sense of regret, right? Because I feel like there was very poor communication between two different nations where nuclear warfare should have not been an option at all.
I'm thinking maybe if we didn't have the nuclear weapon, some people that want war wouldn't be afraid, so they will start wars more. So maybe that the fear of it's what restrains us from getting into war. So.
Hello, thank you for your time today. And may I ask where you're from?
From Switzerland.
And how long have you been here?
We arrived yesterday and we're leaving tomorrow, so we're going to Miyajima and afterwards to Fukuoka.
Where did you go to the...
Today,
today
we went to the museum.
Oh, did you go to the
Yeah.
museum? Oh.
And through the park, and now we are heading to the castle, to
Oh,
Hiroshima Castle.
Oh.
And afterwards we just wanted to see the city. And
When you saw the Bismarck Museum, how was the...
it was very emotional. Like when we went through the exhibition, it was super, captivating and emotional. And it to see everything, to hear the words of victims, and I really choked sometimes, and I was like really touched. And I think this museum should be like mandatory for everyone who's every country leader who's like sitting in front of like a button for the atomic bombs, because I think this is like it should be like seen by everyone and should not be forgotten. So I think it's like very emotional and very unique experience also to have in such a vacation actually.
Did you learn about Hiroshima in
Yeah.
school when you were...
Yeah. We learned about Hiroshima and Nagasaki in school, and we had the topic of the Second World War like a lot, and but it was more it was different, because seeing what it actually did in this town was like another experience than like learning it from a textbook. And so I think I learned more now, and it was like a different side, a different perspective, and I think it is a very unique experience also for me.
What did you learn about Hiroshima?
I mean, everything that the bomb created, I mean, like devastated, actually not created, but also like how many lives were affected, not only at the impact but also afterwards, and what the city was before, and also now seeing the city, how it developed, how it grew, and how it shaped around this like catastrophic. This is like something that I learned in more and more when I was here now. So yeah.
What is the piece to you, in your opinion? What is the key to achieving the peace?
That's a very difficult question.
Yeah.
But I think it comes to listen and understand and hearing each other, and it has a lot to do with empathy, like kind of trying to understand another perspective. Also, like we have different cultures, and but we still have like respect for each other because we're all human beings, and I think this should be like the first step, and get rid of jealousy. Like this is like something that's getting in a way, and I think if we can achieve that, then it would be the best. But I think we're far away from it. I think
In daily life.
in daily life is just to be kind to everyone. I think, especially when you're like visiting another country, be respectful, learn about their cultures before, and try not to disrespect anyone. Be kind, help people, and I think this like make people smile. Also, it's like something that you can do every day, and it can mean so much for someone, and you don't even know. But this like the small piece that you can share with everyone. Yes.
What is the most memorable the things for you at here and Japan?
In Japan in total? Wow, that's difficult. Only one. I have to say I really liked in whole Japan the experience with the people, because everyone is super kind and respectful. Japanese people really appreciate if you try to stay respectful also with their culture. So if I'm silent in public transportation, they appreciate it. Or if I am, I don't know, trying my best to speak Japanese, they appreciate it. And I think the appreciation part is like something that I really, really like.
So how was the memorable in Hiroshima?
Very touching, actually. Like very, also you really try to stay silent and appreciate everything around you, and yeah, it really makes you think also and rethink, and yeah, so it's super informative, but also like, yeah, it's like super surreal also to think of that what happened here. So yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you very much.
Hello.
May I ask you where you're from?
From Spain.
And what made you decide to come Hiroshima? Why
Hiroshima?
did you choose Hiroshima?
Well, I think that it's an historic city. Right? So all the events that occurred during the Second World War and all the stuff that was developing here is something that is might see in Japan at least once.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Did you learn about Hiroshima in school
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you were
Yeah, yeah.
student? Oh,
Sure.
really?
Yeah.
When you were you student?
Yeah. We studied this.
How did you learn about it?
Well, indeed, all the stuff that was, all the events that produced this thing of catastrophe, right? So how it was developed, how the science was moving forward to push to achieve a bomb, and then how it was carried here and and how it demolishes the complete city. So we have seen this in the school.
Wow, thank you very much. How did you imagine? So after here learning about Hiroshima, what did you imagine Hiroshima people coming here before looking at them?
Well, how do you imagine? Well, fortunately, I have seen stuff in Germany also of the Second World War, and I see more. There are common things like buildings like that. So it's for me, I can imagine how the buildings are like this one in here, but for other photos that I have seen, I cannot imagine how the blast of that bomb was in that time. So, from my point of view, it's something that you cannot imagine, or it's very difficult because it's not the same.
What is peace to you?
The end is respect between the humankind. So if I let you do whatever you do, but with certain rules that you are not going to hurt or disturb me, that means peace. So it's a hard concept to understand also, but for me it's that respect that the person has to be among everyone.
Yeah, that's important thing.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree that countries continuing to proceed nuclear weapons?
I am against that development. So nuclear weapons are not okay for the world.
Why do you think so?
Because the devastating power that weapons has is incredible. So it can kill hundreds of people, and that is not okay. It's just not okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today. And may I ask where you're from?
France.
France?
Yeah.
France. And how long have you been here?
I've been here for 6 months because I.
Oh, 6 months?
Yeah,
6
I'm
months.
in
Wow.
Osaka University.
Oh.
1 month for me to visit her.
And why did you decide to come to Hiroshima?
We knew about the history that has been happening here. Maybe we just saw it in our history books back in France, and so we just wanted to experience, I guess, the town and the history and how you, like Japanese people, lived the history. I guess.
How much difference between the textbook and here?
I guess in the textbook it's more some facts, just a factual thing. We just see that, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed in those dates, and we don't have the testimonies or even the stories specifically of the people who lived it. So yeah, I guess we were just in immersion because we just did the museum.
Oh, did you go to the
Yeah.
museum?
Yeah, we just went up.
Oh, how do you feel after seeing that?
Moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very touching to see all the after effects because we didn't learn about that, just the effects of the bombing, but not the after effects.
And even I guess the individual stories of each person, the accumulation of all the stories. Every time it starts with the name of the person was a victim of the bombing, and I guess the accumulation of everything is just very moving and make it more real in a way.
What is peace to you, in your opinion?
For me, peace is like being open to everyone and to people in other country, different beliefs.
Now, I guess the base of peace should be just to understand that everyone is human and is the same, that research the same things to be happy or have a beautiful life. I guess it's, if we just see that in everyone else, we should be all able to be happy together. And then maybe the communication, the understanding, and not the selfness, but basis is respect, I guess.
Do you agree or disagree to the countries continuing to proceed unclear weapons?
Well, we've seen in the museum that now we have the power to end the world in a way. We've seen that if we enter a nuclear war, it would be like 52 days in the dark and then a nuclear winter and everything. So I guess I would be against. Then the reality is maybe different, but I guess.
I disagree too, but I'm thinking maybe if we didn't have the nuclear weapon, some people that want war wouldn't be afraid, so they would start wars more. So maybe that the fear of it's what restrains us from getting into war. So I don't know, but of course I'm against the use of it and even tasting in some areas.
Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
And may I ask where you're from?
Australia.
You just arrived.
I've been in Japan a couple of days, but Hiroshima today.
Why did you decide to come to Hiroshima?
To see a part of history. It's a very sad part of history, but we can learn from it and hopefully not repeat it.
Oh, did you learn about Hiroshima in school in yours?
Yeah, we learned about it in school, and I've also my own research. I'm interested in history, so I learned.
What did you learn about Hiroshima?
It was just the site of the first atomic bomb that was dropped. It's been a long time since I was in school, so I can't remember everything. But yeah, it was just the site, the turning point in the Second World War. So it's just good to come and see it in person.
And did you go to the? Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you go to the Peace Memorial
Yes,
Museum?
yes.
Oh, how do you feel that to see that?
It was sad, but it was very interesting to see. And it's interesting, and I like that people understood, even though a terrible event, it was an important point in history, so they saved things from that day to show others, and so that all the articles of clothing and things like that.
And what is peace to you, in your opinion?
Peace is, I don't know, getting along with each other, not fighting. One, to be grateful for what you have. A lot of people fight over something that's not necessary. Try and understand other people's points of view, so they don't worry too much about the minor things. There's people who have it much worse than you, so try and incorporate that into your life, I guess, and just deal with that with my work. But just try and be happy, look at the positive outlook of things, try and find a positive side to every situation. That's what I tried to do. Go from there and see how it goes for you.
What do you do for work?
I'm an environmental health officer. So I work in public health, preventative health. Yeah, so that's why I said understand people's point of view and don't sweat the minor things, because we get a lot of health-related complaints that could be resolved without coming to government, just talking to your neighbour.
Yeah, the health is a very important thing in our life.
Yeah.
Right? And what are the most memorable things for you at here?
Well, here, obviously, the Peace Museum and the monuments built to remember.
You choose the Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Why did you decide?
Because, it's like I said, I really wanted to see part of history. Yeah. Also, my father came here at the beginning of the year and really recommended Hiroshima. I was already coming to Japan, but he said make sure you get a visit to Hiroshima in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And may I ask where you're from?
We're from San Diego, California.
What made you decide to come to Hiroshima? Why did you
The history,
Oh,
the history, the people, and just we learned about Hiroshima in history class in America, and to be able to witness it ourselves it's incredible. It's breathtaking. So being able to stand where such a historical event took place is, I'm at a loss for words, right? So it's incredible.
You learned in school, but now, so you saw that atomic bomb.
Yeah.
How do you feel that? How was that?
I think it's a very controversial thing, but obviously I don't think like nuclear warfare should ever be like a solution. I think it's last resort. Obviously it's a lot of lives that were lost, like 140,000 lives that were lost, and it's, casualties will never be able to get back.
To feel sad or
Yeah, definitely feel empathetic, right? And I feel a sense of regret, right? Because I feel like there was very poor communication between two different nations, where nuclear warfare should have not been an option at all. But I'm very happy that Hiroshima has set such a beautiful memorial for the people that lost their lives during that event, and it's a true catastrophe. But it's very heartwarming and very breathtaking to be here and witness something that took place, and I'm happy to see that everybody comes together to see the mistakes that were made and learn from them.
do you think? What peace to you? What is the peace to you?
Honestly, I think peace for me is just being able to coexist with one another, like peacefully. Like in that sense, I mean more like, be able to respect each other. Like your culture is very polite. You guys are very, like hospitable. Like you guys, any little thing we need or something we're not used to, it's like you guys are just attentive, and we love that about you guys' culture.
I think peace is definitely it sprouts from communication, right? From good communication. And there's a lot of misunderstanding in the world. There's a lot of greed. There's a lot of enviousness. And I think with proper communication and with proper love, we can all be in peace together. But there needs to be discipline set in place where we cannot let our primal instincts take over, and we need to just communicate with one another and love one another, accept one another, and like you said, coexist.
So that do you agree or disagree the country continue to process nuclear weapons?
Disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah, disagree completely.
Why do you think so then?
Like, I think that's something we shouldn't be doing because it just makes the situation so much worse. Like, I get each country like has their reasons to develop things like that because they're scared of not being able to defend themselves. But I think it's worse if you have that kind of weapon, and it's so much worse to be able to intimidate another country with it because it could do so much like destruction, and it's like nothing anyone should have.
If you create a weapon, at some point in time it's bound to go off, and that shouldn't ever be the case, right? People carry guns for self-defense, but that's just a precautionary measure for someone to break into your home, but somebody shouldn't break in your house in the first place. I just feel like we just need and I'm creating a utopia in my head, right? A perfect world where we can all live in peace, but unfortunately there's people that thrive in conflict and thrive in dangerous situations, and if they strive for that kind of lifestyle with a nuclear weapon in their arsenal, things will just turn out badly. So the lives of innocent children and innocent women and men is not worth any sort of conflict at all.
Well, I disagree. Like, nuclear weapons should never be a choice. No, it's just peace and love.
And I'm very happy that you guys are doing this right in front of the building here, because it's, if you're somebody that agrees with nuclear weapons, there's a clear image behind us of the result of that, and that's not worth anything. It's not worth oil, it's not worth any sort of currency, it's not worth territory to have to kill one another.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
ありがとうございます。